State 0 loaded. Familiar screen, I think. Alright, everybody. We're continuing Final Fight 2 here, moving on to level 3. And just to prepare you, get ready for the most beautiful, scenic interpretation of Holland you will ever see in your whole life. Breathtaking. Truly they wanted to bring out the best in... their country. Yeah, in case you guys didn't notice, those are in fact mines. Fun little addition to the game, I think. Of course, I was an idiot and stepped on one right away. I'd forgotten. It's been a while since I've played this game. Can't blame a guy, right? Look, we have Alec again. He likes to charge up, even when he's not charged up. Like, charge at you. He didn't do it too often. I wonder why, because he's definitely more powerful that way. Stop choking me out. Bull. Or, this is Bull. Scott and... Oh! Robert! Yeah, try jumping in on me now, asshole. Not much to say about this level so far. It's got crows or ravens. You don't hear it in the game, but they're actually saying nevermore. Ah, come on, I totally made that jump. Okay. Yep. Uh-oh. I'll just let them step on the mines, because they're smart. Gotta admire their determination. They don't mind if they have to step on mines. They will get to you and kill you somehow. I'd forgotten that Atlas can actually hit you. I thought his whole job was to choke people out. I know he shrugged a lot. Must never stop using the Atlas shrugged joke. Arian saw a movie. Never read the book. Didn't really care for either of them. Uh-oh. Ah! Bastard got me in his own line of fire. No pun intended. Actually, that pun was totally intended. Fast. Why do the fat guys always have to charge at you? Almost case in point, except Andor's bulky, so he's allowed to. I guess it wouldn't be intimidating if you saw a little scrawny dude charging at you full speed. You're like, ah, that tickles, don't run into me like that. Little kids shouldn't be playing in the street. Hey! Take a hit, but you need to take one too. Again, this kind of goes in with, I knew that Metro City was crime-ridden and everything, and that it was basically the Japanese interpretation of New York. But why all these other countries are all crime-infested? Maybe it's just the place that we are, like the part where all the Mad Gear gang people are, they don't take care of the place. I don't know, but these guys are... We're in Holland in a very bad time. Like, weather is awful. Not that it's raining, it's just dreary and abysmal. Yeah, you block it. Hit your scar on your chest. Where are we going? Huh. Good timing. Couldn't have come down sooner, could you? Must still be in the same pose the whole time. There we go. Carlos is never one to not be on his guard. I actually don't have very much to talk about in this segment. Another G. Andor and Scott. It's all the same guys, of course, but... One of the features... I'll go ahead and mention this, I don't know if you guys know already. One of the features of the later Final Fight games, and you really could do it in the... arcade version, but not so much the Super Nintendo version of the first Final Fight, was a two-player co-op mode. And you can do the same here. And I don't know any of my friends, though, who remember Final Fight like I do. And I kind of can't really orient my keyboard to have both. controller adapter yet. I plan to do that for maybe N64. But I've always been used to keyboard for Super Nintendo, for Super Nintendo ROMs. I got an odd setup, but it works for me. I've got... I'll answer it now so nobody ever has to ask me again. It's sort of set up similar to the actual Super Nintendo controller. I can't see him. Hold on. Okay. Before you charge at me. I have it set up similar to the original Super Nintendo controller, I guess. The up, down, left, and right are WS, A, and D, respectively, on the left side of the keyboard, and A, B, X, and Y are L, K, X, I, or X is J, I think X is... It's sort of like, I form 3 triangles, basically. And L and R are just O and U next to the I, which is Y, I guess. I don't really remember. I haven't played an actual Super Nintendo controller in a while. But yeah, it's sort of different. I know the sort of auto controls are, the arrows are up, left, down, and right, obviously. And that would make the most sense, except, I don't know, it's just weird. For me, movement has always been oriented with the left side of the controller, so I couldn't imagine doing it on the right. It's just one of those things. Cannot read that. Cannot read that. It looks like they all say the same thing. I'm getting shoes! Lewis Black reference, if anybody got that. From his newer special, Star Graving Black. Love that one. It's so funny. As you guys will find out if you ever keep watching, I see a lot of concerts. And I have really my whole life. When my parents are big country music fans, and they'd take us to see, my sister and I to see, like, Shania Twain or Mary Chapin Carpenter whenever they'd come into town. And of course it got to me in high school. My friends and I have seen Lewis Black live. I actually got my CD signed by him. And Brian Regan. God, that was so funny. I know Brian Regan's sort of a different type of comedian, sort of that people. I've heard people who don't like how stupid he depicts himself to be. I think it's just dumb humor. It's funny. And he's from the South. So I support him for that. But, yeah, those are the only 2 comedians I've seen. They were great, though. And I've said to my friends, who also like sort of the same stuff that I do, the one comedian, because I have, I play in a symphony, like I said, so there have been plenty of concerts that I wanted to see, but ended up not being able to because of symphony rehearsals or what have you. One person that I would drop everything. Oh, look, our first old Hollywood type figure. And he's smart. I'll need that life, I guess. The one comedian I would drop everything else and go see, unless it was like obviously a wedding or death in the family. Okay, I just have to acknowledge this guy real quick. Bratkin! He's like friggin' Frankenstein. And I don't know how it's supposed to be a Dutch stereotype or whatnot. I don't know if it is or intended to be. But yeah, big shock, completely different from all the other bosses. He's big and strong. And totally not a glorified Andor. I'd say he's like the parallel of Eddie E, except he doesn't have a gun. And he likes to jump. Again, totally haven't seen that before. So so the bosses might be a little inspired in this game. They're still fun, I guess. Easier, too. Okay, if I can finally get to my story. The one comedian I would drop everything else and go see is John Panette. He, so unbelievably funny. His I'm Starving special, I must have watched it like 5 dozen times or something, and it still cracks me up every time I watch it. Yeah, he's never... a second. He hasn't been through my area in a while. I don't know if he will be. It always ends up having to be a state apart drive, which I'd be willing to make, except then he also, gets on poorly scheduled dates for me. And when I have the money, I'll drop everything and go see him. And a lot of rock bands, of course. Bratkin Falls Over Dead, Another Life, Round 3 Clear. Nothing really special after this, no bonus or anything. Though we do get to go to England. I'm not even going to attempt to do an English accent. I get English and Australian confused, not surprisingly. So that was Holland. A shithole, basically. Totally just trashed everywhere. I guess the Mad Gear Gang had their way. But anyway, that was Holland, and we're moving on to England, and in the next segment we will drink cups of tea and eat bangers and mash and kick some ass. Until then, see you guys later.